Hey, chickies.
Hey guys, good morning and welcome back to the Berry Mountain Homestead. Today we're going to take you guys along with us for a little day in our lives here. I'm starting off today with some breakfast. Tony actually already ate so that he could go out and take care of the chickens early in the morning, but right now I'm going to share with you what we're eating because we used our eggs from our chickens, which you can see I can't even lift it up, but we have plenty of them. We're getting about 5 to 6 eggs a day from them. If you're new, we have 6 chickens and this is our first time with our chickens, so it's really exciting to be able to get so many eggs and using them. If you guys have any good recipes or anything for eggs, let us know in the comments because I figured we would start making a bunch of different stuff with them, like the meal that I'm about to show you, but also maybe, I don't know, like other quiches or anything like that that uses a high quantity of eggs since we have so many. But the casserole that I'm about to heat up for breakfast uses a lot of eggs. It also used a bunch of our harvest from last season that we have saved, and then a few other little garden veggies too. So we actually have still dehydrated peppers from last harvest. They're so pretty in this little jar, but we used these in this meal, and all you do is you boil some water, you stick these in for like 15 minutes, and then they rehydrate and you can add them to dishes. We find that we really like them added to dishes that are more things like casseroles, pasta, rice, stuff like that. Like you wouldn't want to just eat it plain. It's better in things, but they are so pretty in there in the mason jar. So I'm about to heat this up, but it's just some egg. It's the peppers that you see there that I dehydrated, and then I have in here some fresh scallions from our garden, also some green onions. We just used a sausage. I think it was just like a mild Italian sausage. You could put fresh garden veggies in this. We also then put in some tater tots because when it bakes, then the tater tots kind of just like spread throughout it and becomes just like a good potato mash in there, and then also some cheese. It was just one big casserole dish, and it's lasted a while because it's such a big, you know, casserole. So that's good because then you can just heat it up and get outside, and it's really, really good. So we just came outside. Well, Tony was already out.
Hey guys.
So we are going to kind of walk you guys around our garden and give you a little garden tour and progress. But before we do, we figured we would share with you our little setup over here. So as you guys know, we live in an RV, but we have the picnic table, and then we have now cozy little hammock, our fire pit, and now we also have this natural spring that it was bubbling up here yesterday. It goes right through here, makes a nice little trickling sound. Maybe we can enjoy that later. What do you say?
Oh yeah.
And the picnic table.
Definitely.
Yeah. Remy, you want to say hi? Hey. What you doing? Are you hyper out here running around?
So these are our 4 zucchini plants, our summer squash. I just limed them this morning. We're having a little bit of an insect problem, and we had a really bad problem with blue men rot last year that we're trying to be proactive against, make sure they have enough calcium.
Also have some herbs in these crates up here. This is strawberry mint, cilantro, eucalyptus in here, and this is just a marigold flower. We have some flowers up here, and then this kind of trickles into our Brussels sprouts over here, which we had to move.
You guys saw our original spot for the Brussels sprouts. We had them over here. They're just not, right now they're just not getting sun in the morning, and that's wasting like half a day's worth of sun. And they need a lot of sun, and they're a very long season plant, so we want to get as big as possible before we harvest them in the fall.
So the positive thing about grow bags is if something's not working, you can move them instead of them being in the ground and then you're stuck with it. If we zoom in to this Brussels sprout, you can kind of see like right here, that little nub, that is where the Brussels sprout will actually come out and grow later on in the fall. Here's another one right there. But this is definitely our healthiest one because it's so thick here and it's creating these little sections where the Brussels sprouts will be. So these are our extra basils and a bunch of extra tomatoes that we posted on Facebook. Hopefully we can sell a few. We sold a decent bit of our Brussels sprouts, huh?
Sold a bunch of the Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, so these we're not touching really, we're not doing anything with yet because we have plenty. And then here's some romaine that is doing very well in these grow bags. We've already cut some down and had some for salad. In here, our peppers are doing great. Tony actually topped them. That way they get extra bushy. I can show you exactly what it does because it just started. So as soon as he clipped the top of the pepper, now you see all of these side shoots coming out. And that did not start happening until he did that. So now you're gonna get a much bushier pepper. Probably can, you know, stand up to storms and wind better too, huh?
And you get more bell peppers. Instead of like 2 or 3 per plant, we should get 6, hopefully.
Our carrots are starting to pop up too. We have 3 rows of those. It's been really hot here, so we've been watering a ton, but it's also been storming like crazy. We had some pretty crazy storms the last couple of days.
It's been no nuts. I wanted to lime these first.
Whoops.
And then I wanted to water it in. That's my bad.
So we've been using lime for our pest control as of now, and we've been trying to keep ahead of it because it's been raining off and on.
We've been using lime because we haven't gotten any diatomaceous earth yet. We might try that in the future.
I think if it gets bad enough, yeah.
But
lime's not working.
does work. It's kind of sharp, not to us, but to the bugs, and it kind of helps pest control if it's a light infestation.
They just don't like to crawl on it, basically, and it's cheap and it's safe.
Real cheap.
And so that's our favorite thing I would say to use for insect control and stuff like that.
Light stuff. We've been getting a lot of, what, flea beetles they're called? Yeah,
we were getting a ton of flea beetles. They like seedlings, and so we were battling that a bit. Now that the plants are maturing, it's not an issue really anymore, but
it's not as bad.
it was getting pretty bad there for a little bit. I think the lime kind of helped them with that. Another thing we use for insect is neem oil.
Neem oil.
That's kind of like a step up. Like if the lime's not working, we'll put some neem on there. And
neem's also a fungicide too, so it's good. It's just good to use.
Neem is great if you put it on at night. The bees are not out, and that way it won't burn your plants, and then it dries overnight, and then that way it's safe for the bees for the next day. They just can have direct contact with us, so you just have to be cautious with that. But other than that, you know, like if you do it the right way, it'll be okay.
And you wouldn't want to use it during the day anyways because it's an oil and it burns
the leaves.
plants.
Yeah, it'll be a disaster. So you always want to put neem later on in the day anyway. Then we have the sugar snap peas. My mom planted these. They look great. They've gotten so big. There it is, our first little bloom start of our peas. But they have just grown inches every single day. And over here to the apple tree. Some little apples starting. Look at that. So now we're back down in the garden, and in here we have more Brussels sprouts, of course, some zinnias. We have our sweet potatoes over here, doing great. Our beans, so in a nutshell, our beans, you can see they have these baskets on them now. We did not put baskets on them before. I don't even know why, like we
know better.
We planted a ton, maybe that's why I thought, well, some birds get the seeds, critters, whatever, but I think it's also the fact that we have been gardening in the suburbs for a long time, and now we're not, and there's some differences. And one of the differences is if you don't protect your seeds, you're gonna have things eat them. So we lost a bunch of the beans. Now with putting these baskets on them, we have, I think, 100% success rate, honestly, with our new seeds that we have in here. So
these are the ones that
lessons
survived
learned.
before.
Yeah, we do have some survivors. Look at them go. But less beans than we had planned, just because we used the leftover seeds, but still plenty. We've talked about these before. My mom's, actually my grandfather's hack, I think. Dollar Tree baskets, super cheap, stick it over top. The ones that we like better, though, these ones are taller. And she has them on her sunflowers and the corn, which the corn is actually popping up now. You can see in here. And she keeps the corn protected until it is reaching like the top of this, so that nothing gets to it. But this is all gonna be corn here. My mom's tomatoes are there, and some peppers. Our plan for our tomatoes, you wanna tell them?
Cattle panels.
Cattle panels, yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna try cattle panels this year. We have two 16-foot cattle panels, and we're gonna install them today. These are the tomatoes that we're gonna put into our cattle panels. You can see they are very ready to be planted. We'll be planting this one all the way up to the top there. That way roots will shoot out through this whole big lanky stem.
Even when the river stops, even when it all looks different, yeah. Even if I grow up, even if something's missing, yeah, something's missing, I'm still coming home.
We just planted all of the tomato plants except for one, because we wanted to pause and share with you guys how we do this and what way we think is the best way in planting your tomato plants. So here's our plant. As you can see, it's so tall right now, but what we're actually going to end up doing is cutting off all of these little shoots. And when you do that, it's kind of sad to do it, but taking off those shoots, this whole stem becomes a big root development base for the plant, and then it'll be really, really strong. So we're going to end up actually burying this all the way to about here, and that's all you'll actually see. So the only thing that stinks about this is we have this big, beautiful tomato plant, and he is going to shrink up to about here and look super small in the ground, but in fact, he's actually going to be stronger in the long run. So if you do this, you're going to have healthy, strong plants. We are officially done with our 2 cattle panels and 16 tomato plants.
Yes, we are. I limed them all, like we said earlier, keep the pests away. We went and got these cattle panels. They're 50 inches tall, 16 feet long. We got them from Tractor Supply. They were only like $22 a piece. And we just had these T-posts laying around, so we used them. We just zip tied these in. We took it about a foot off the ground, give or take, so that we get an extra foot high.
4 varieties of tomatoes. Our Black Beauties here, our
Dr. Witchy's yellow.
Yellow there, and then Atomic Grape and our greens over there. And then we kind of scattered some marigolds throughout here. So a very successful day in the garden, getting a lot done.
Yes.
And we are probably going to end the beautiful weather today with a hike up the mountain with Dixie. But we hope you guys enjoyed this video and seeing the cattle panels. We will definitely be updating you on the cattle panels in the future and seeing the progress of that.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe before you go.
Also, be sure to follow us on Instagram at theberrymountain.homestead.
And we'll catch you next time.
Bye, guys.